Hi, my name is Jason Burke, and I am the Knit and Crochet Tiger. Welcome to my channel. Today I am so excited because you're watching my new series, Hooked on the Flip. This is a knit and crochet show where I will show you how to knit or crochet different stitches and techniques. Some stitches may be fancy, some will be common. Some range from beginner level to very advanced, and some will be alternative techniques of performing stitches. Stick with me and you too will be hooked on the flip. This technique does not require a cable needle to work. I will show you how to work this alternative cabling technique. I used a size 10 US 6mm needle with size 4 worsted yarn. Now here I've got my swatch already set up, and I've already knit 3 for the garter stitch and purled 2 for the background stitch. Now here we are at the first cable. To do this technique, you need to make sure that your yarn is behind the left needle but in front of the right needle. So you have the yarn between the two needles like this. Okay. Now, you insert the right needle, you go behind the first 2 stitches, in between the first 2 stitches, and insert it into the second stitch to purl it. We're going to now wrap the yarn counterclockwise around the right needle, and you pull it through all the way to the back. Then we knit this first stitch and pull both stitches off. Purl 2 for the background. And let's do that again. Yarn behind the left needle, in front of the right needle. We insert the right needle between the first 2 stitches and into the second stitch to purl. We wrap the yarn counterclockwise around our needle, pull it through to the back. Oops. Sometimes you catch the plies. Okay, and we knit the first stitch. Okay. Purl 2. Just fix this. Mount was in the wrong direction. Okay, so yarn behind the left needle, in front of the right needle. Insert the right needle from behind into the second stitch. Purl it by wrapping counterclockwise and pull through. Then we knit the first stitch and remove both stitches from the left needle. Purl 2. Yarn behind the left needle, in front of the right needle. Right needle from behind, insert it in between the first and second stitch, into the second stitch to purl it, wrap the yarn counterclockwise and pull it through. Then we knit the first stitch, pulling the yarn over the left needle, wrapping it counterclockwise around the right, and then pull through. Now you can remove both stitches from the left needle. Purl 2, yarn behind the left needle in front of the right needle. Right needle from behind, between the first and second stitch. You insert the right needle into the second stitch to purl it. Wrap your yarn counterclockwise and pull through to the back. Now we insert into the first stitch to knit. Pull your yarn through and take both off the left needle. Alright, purl 2. And this last one, this last column, I wanted to show you the traditional use of a cable needle. Insert the cable needle into the first stitch, and since it's left leaning, we're going to hold that stitch to the front. Left leaning is always to the front. Oop, this amount is wrong, so we're going to change it. Now, we purl this first stitch that's on the left needle, then we knit the stitch that's on the cable needle. And that's the traditional way to make the one-to-one purl knit left leaning cable. Purl the last two background stitches and then knit the 3 garter stitches. Let's take a look at our stitches. Now this first column, I did this technique on every row, every right side row. As you can see, get a little closer. As you can see, every right side row has this technique. They produce a close chain. But with just this stitch, using the left leaning stitch, you produce a purl and then 2 chains. See, purl, 2 chains, purl, 2 chains. On this row, I did the technique every other right side row. As you can see, it's spread out a bit more. But you have purl and 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, and then this, and then again. Well, you can't really see that 4th chain because it's behind the cable. On these 2 rows, I did alternating. On this right side row, I did the technique. Over here, I just purled and knit. On this next row, I purled and knit here while doing the technique here. Or should I say stitch. On this row, I did the stitch, and then I purled and knit here. On this row, I did the purl and knit, and I did the stitch here. As you can see, they alternate. These last 2 rows, I did a comparison of every right side row, the stitch, the alternate stitch, and then this column is the traditional cable technique, holding the stitch to the front. As you can see, they're very much the same. Now everyone, if you like this video, please click the like button, and if you like my videos, please subscribe. because we're going to have more stitches, more episodes coming up soon. In the meantime, happy knitting, everyone.